This year alone, Meta has dangled $100 million sign-up offers to talented AI researchers like carrots on a stick, spent over $14 billion acquiring a 49% stake in Scale AI, and including its founder, the world's youngest billionaire, Alexandr Wang, and is set on investing over $500 billion within the next 3 years on AI superintelligence. Besides being the buzzword of the year 3 times in a row, the bubble that is AI only seems to grow larger and more reminiscent of the Dotcom burst. But Meta isn't trying to fall into the struggle of keeping up like Apple, which is why our supreme leader Zuck has decided that buying his way to the top of this bubble with astronomical amounts of money is the best plan to build a monopoly in this space before the hype fades away. And you know what? He just might be right. The period between the 1950s and 2020s have been marked with what I refer to as the redefining eras of technology. It began with the launch of the first personal computer, the Altair 8800, and guess who jumped in before it became mainstream? Microsoft. Video games were advancing and becoming more popular, but they needed more powerful hardware, and Nvidia was glad to build some. We then transitioned to the development of smartphones, and look who disrupted it early: Apple. We needed more things to do on our new smartphones, and the web was a new concept at the time, so a Stanford startup took the leap of faith: Google. And so did the man on Wall Street with his own e-commerce company and online bookstore, Amazon. For the meteoric rise of the internet, we began talking to each other online through social media, and guess who changed the way we interact over there? Facebook. There was a need for more content for us to consume too, and YouTube locked in. The social media train still had open doors in the 2020s, and TikTok took over. Artificial intelligence is the fifth redefining era of technology, dominated by OpenAI, taking place in the 2020s, and by the next decade, we can expect another era to blow up. I believe a fascinating paper by Google's DeepMind team, Attention is All You Need, which devised a framework for modern generative AI, provided the spark, and OpenAI turned it into a fire. These disruptions in technology as a whole act as the birthplaces of the world's largest monopolies, and it's usually costly to these pre-existing companies not to keep up with the times and invest in them, as we've seen with examples such as MySpace, IBM, and BlackBerry. Very few will actually survive, but the majority that do enter in the first place shouldn't find it too difficult to raise millions in funding, fueled by the hype of whatever market is the hottest at the time. Taking a look at Meta from this new perspective, it's hard not to pour billions into AI. For being honest, Meta is falling off as the king of social media, with Instagram and the Meta Quest being pretty much their only relevant products, and the failed metaverse hurting their finances badly. They've looked toward achieving superintelligence and developing wearables as the successor to smartphones, and the solution to their problems. We saw the release of Llama in 2023 and made it AI in the same year, but it's a standalone app in 2025. Their demo of the Ray-Bans last month was embarrassing, but come on. At least they showed us a product in the works and didn't call it polished or anything like that. But the topic of who will actually win the AI race is up to time to tell. It's a them against Google and OpenAI, competing to build machines that will make humans irrelevant, if not extinct, bringing us closer to that Wall-E future we've all dreamt about. Although, if you want to get there even faster, Apple is in the right place to board, as it's having a ton of flight delays right now, so click on this video to find out what's going on. And thanks for watching.